Well, good evening and welcome to Tucker Carlson Tonight. America, the country, is as divided as it has been in 150 years since the Civil War. Right and left live in entirely different cultures in a lot of ways, rarely encounter one another personally. They live in different cities, attend different churches, read different books, have different hobbies. They even eat different foods increasingly.
While the country seems to be unable to get along, what does that look like microcosmically at Temple University?
Hello, my name is Brian Smith. I'm a senior finance major here at Temple.
Hello everyone, my name is Aisha Abizaid. I'm currently a senior here at Temple University. I'm in the College of Public Health and I major in social work. When I think of the American dream, I think of the reasons why I've came to the United States. I think of the freedom of religion, freedom of speech, freedom of expression. I think of all the freedoms that people list, because in my country we don't have freedom of speech, and here to come to be able to protest and everything and to have the support of community and to have support of surroundings is very strong and amazing.
To me, the American dream would start on equal opportunity. So, everybody having equal access to education and basic needs. But to me, the American dream is however much work you put in is what you get out. And obviously, like in reality, that's going to be very different. People come from different circumstances, and people are always going to have unequal access to opportunities, so it's going to be much harder for some. But, I think if you really put your mind to something, you can do whatever you want, and that's the American dream.
When I think about immigration, I think of fear, because coming here as a refugee, I always had to look to my shoulders. I always had to look over my shoulders because I was afraid, because what if someone just comes up to me all of a sudden and says, "Can I see your papers?" Since the election of 2016, before, I didn't really think much about politics. I didn't really think much about, the governmental systems and people's point of views. But after 2016, I've seen that a lot of people are starting to speak up their truth. They are starting to express their feelings. And honestly, I would rather them express those feelings and I know them than to step into a room and just be treated differently or looked at differently just because they don't want to speak or say the truth. So for me, after the 2016 election, a lot has occurred. People have always looked at me differently because of my head wrap, but because after they started to comment, like, "You're a terrorist." They started to say things as, "You're the reason why our country is going down," or just words like that. That's very hurtful.
There's definitely individual views I've progressed on, and some that I've gotten, more conservative on, some I've gotten more liberal on. But I have come to a point where I never try to judge somebody by their title. And so much of the division now is, if you're a conservative, then you're racist and you're against immigrants and this and that. And then if you're liberal, you're a snowflake and this and that. And I think it's just a really dangerous thing to make a judgment about somebody before you understand where they're coming from.
I think that, yes, we can come to unity, but it just takes the people. If the people start to understand one another and to really start understanding differences, then your differences can bring closeness. If they really know the background and if they really know the knowledge behind people's religion, race, and gender, then I feel like we'll have a very peaceful world. And no matter the president or no matter the people in the government, it takes the people outside, because we are the one who chooses those people who rule the country.
I think it's possible. Obviously, it's not looking very optimistic at the moment that we can come together, but I think it starts with the premise that you're not a bad person. If someone disagrees with you, that doesn't make them a bad person. Obviously there are some bad people, like in the United States, but you're going to have bad people everywhere in the world. And you have to try to understand where people are coming from. And even if they do have some, bad or racist views or sexist views, I think that starts with having conversations with those people and just with people in general. And when you get to know someone on a personal level and you show an interest in them, that's when you can start to make connections, and they could start to maybe have a little bit more acceptance for people that have differences in views in them.